Welcome to Baker Dave Presents. We're here today at Temple University in the kitchens of Johnson and Hardwick Hall. It's a working kitchen. You might hear some noises, there might be some people in the background. Today I have my very special friend, a guy I work with every day, Chef Shawnn Martin, and he has brought with him his recipe for hot and smoky pasta, coming right up. I'm going to welcome Chef Shawnn Martin.
Hi.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing today?
This is my friend here. I actually work with him every day. I have to do. I get to see him. I'm so lucky.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm glad to see you.
What are we making today, man?
All right. Well, today we're going to do a hot and smoky pasta casserole, and it's basically a recipe that I got from my mom way back when I first started out.
I have to address this.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You win the prize for the most ingredients. I've never seen so many ingredients on my show ever.
And watch how it comes together.
That's a lot of ingredients.
Yes, it is.
2,
I'm a
4,
chef.
6, 8, 10. I mean, there's like 30 ingredients here.
Yeah, 27, but okay.
All right. My bad. Did your mom always have this many ingredients in her house? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah,
You guys must say good.
Yes, very good. So
I'm always trying to put stuff together with, like, a box of cereal and some croutons or something. You know what I mean? Like, I have nothing in my house.
No, I keep all this stuff all the time.
Okay, so you got this. Your mom invented this recipe? Like, that's where we're going with this?
It's
or
a
you
derivative.
embellished on it?
I embellished on it a little bit. It's
Okay.
kind of derivative, obviously, of a mac and cheese. But normally I do with my mac and cheese, I usually use about anywhere from 6 to 8. And I try to make
6
sure.
to 8.
Cheeses.
6 to 8 cheeses in your macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, have to. Because some of them.
That's why my macaroni and cheese isn't that good, I guess.
Yeah, got to.
I only use like 3, I think. Whatever, the minute.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it comes in the cheese pouch, then it's just the one, right? You know what I mean?
Well, you're right. Well, some is stinky. It's good to have a stinky cheese, which is
because you need the flavor,
cheese.
right?
You need the flavor. Some of it is hard, meaning like the Parmesan.
Also flavor, because that gives you that bitterness you need a little bit.
Then we're going to smooth it out. Then you have to have a smooth cheese, whether it's Swiss, which we have today, or whether it's American
That's
cheese.
also a strong, like
that.
every cheese you're mentioning, except for the cheddar, is strong.
Right. Well, Swiss, it has a bitterness, but it's smooth. So it'll smooth out the sauce when you do it.
Okay.
So I always try to make sure I have at least 6 to 8 of them.
We only have 4 here today, though.
Yeah, that's all. That's enough.
Today it's enough because you're adding extra stuff, right?
Right.
What else are you putting in this?
All right, so we have our granulated garlic and onion, just some dry.
These are just your seasoning stuff, right?
But the key
I was going to say, what's that red stuff there, man? I think everybody wants to know about that.
is smoked paprika.
This
Is smoked paprika.
Okay, I love smoked paprika.
Yes.
One of the things I love about smoked paprika is if you're doing barbecue. So when you're at home and you want to make a nice dry rub, and maybe you don't have a grill or a nice smoker to spend 6 hours smoking something.
That's right.
Smoked paprika adds a beautiful smoked flavor to it.
Yes, it does.
Because that's really, paprika itself isn't a very strong flavor.
No, it's not.
But
Not at all.
the smoke is perfect. So it gives you that barbecue-y feel. Although is this a barbecue? This summertime, would you say? Like, is this a barbecue-y mac and cheese?
Yeah, it can be because it's smoked. So, and now also, sometimes you can use smoked Gouda, but the thing with smoked Gouda, the thing with smoked Gouda is it doesn't melt.
We don't want that.
We don't want that. So you want to give it the illusion that smoked Gouda is in there. So that's
hence the
smoked paprika, right?
I bet everyone when they eat your mac and cheese are like, is that smoked Gouda? I think that's smoked Gouda.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Like, I don't think they are. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, unless your whole family are culinarians.
Pretty
My
much.
family's not, but maybe your family is.
They are.
So you've got a lot to live up to then. Like,
Yes.
your family reunions and holidays must be
awesome. Yeah.
like a chopped championship or something.
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, and I don't win all the time either.
Really?
No, I don't. I can't cook
It's
better
it's
than
all
my
the
mother.
like your mom and grandmother and all them. They're the ones that kick your butt still,
That's
right?
right. When you're in your 80s, you can cook.
But
So
you
I
got
can't
all
do
that
it.
experience. You know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah. I've been doing this for quite a while, but.
So how did you get into cooking? We should probably start melting some butter for this stuff while we're talking.
Okay.
It's going to take a minute or two with these 9,000 ingredients, right?
So is that thing clicking? Oh, we got it on, right? There you go. Thank you. So we're going to start.
So we got a stick and a half of butter to start.
Yep.
That'll get going. We got the spoon over here. So
Okay,
how did you get into cooking anyways?
Well, my mom and pop owned an ice cream store I'm 49. So my mom and pop owned the ice cream store.
I don't usually ask people how old they are. You
I
didn't
don't
have
care.
to
I'm
tell
proud
people.
of that.
I'm just saying, you didn't have to tell them.
I'm 49, everybody. So anyway, because it goes with the story, Dave. Let me tell you.
Okay, 49. So
I'm
49 years ago, this man was born. Parents owned an ice cream store.
When I was 9, I'm trying to tell you.
Oh.
So
40 years ago.
That's how I started serving the folks and the people. So it started in ice cream.
You had to scoop ice cream at 9?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't there laws against that? Did you get paid?
It was volunteer work. Yeah, so it was volunteer work.
Oh,
So I'm
no,
trying to
man.
get my mom arrested.
Although 40 years ago, they probably didn't have laws to child labor laws, right?
No, they didn't. So anyhow, so I started with that, and with the ice cream. Then my pop used to be a cook. He never got in school officially, but he did. He was a cook for a couple places.
Okay.
And my grandfather was he was in World War II, and he actually was a cook.
Holy cow.
On a naval ship, because that's being a cook or a steward was the only thing African Americans could do in the beginning of the war.
In World War
that's
II?
what, yeah, in World War II. So
That
that's
seems crazy.
He actually, well, it was what it was at the time.
Right.
Thank goodness that we've elevated and went past all of that. But
Right.
He's a pioneer in our family, so he actually got the cooking thing going in the family. So that's how it started. And
And do you remember eating his food as a child?
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the men in my family can cook.
Inspiring you to.
Oh yeah. I loved all his food. He used to do beef a lot, and some pork because he's from down south, and that was a meat of choice because it was cheaper. So he did pork dishes and beef and chicken and things like that. So.
Are you from this area?
Yeah, I'm from Germantown, born and raised.
Born and raised.
But my family's from down south. And my pop actually grew up in North Philadelphia before Temple became so large. Actually, that's melted so we can pour that.
Okay. Do you want some seasonings in here?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my seasoning. So I'm gonna pour the melted butter, and I have plain panko breadcrumb
Why don't you
crust.
season that up? This is panko?
Yes. So that's plain.
Why panko?
Because it absorbs the butter better.
Okay.
And it doesn't, and it holds its integrity when you bake it, so you can still have the crunchy feel to it. It's a nice fluffy thing. So excuse me. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
okay.
thank you. So I'm gonna pour that in here. So now one thing.
Making like a crust for a cheesecake.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not a big on cheesecake, but
right.
The thing about the crust is, and I always say, is that everything needs to stand on its own. So when I'm putting something together, everything that's put together, if I separate it, it should be just as good.
So everything's seasoned separately,
Right.
Instead of seasoning all at once.
All at once. And
That's
then
a
we put it
very
all together.
actually. I thought this was fascinating, but that's a very in Indian cuisine. A lot of times
Okay.
they start with the seasonings and they build the flavors off of
Okay.
that. As a lot of American cooking doesn't. They go and they put all this stuff together,
Dump it.
and then they season at the end. So
Yep.
this is
So the same
this is
premise.
a great trick.
Yep, absolutely. So we're gonna smoke our breadcrumbs as well. So we're gonna
Smoke
put
our breadcrumbs?
We're gonna smoke them. So we're gonna put about a
Wow,
teaspoon
about
and
a
a half.
tablespoon, it looks like, yeah, almost.
Yeah, about a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons. And we're gonna use our granulated onion. We'll use about a teaspoon of that because you don't want to overwhelm it. And thank you, I'm short. And we're gonna do a granulated garlic, about a teaspoon and a half, teaspoon and a half. And then we're gonna use our Italian seasoning, that's about 2 teaspoons, 3 maybe tablespoon. And then we're gonna use about 3 ounces maybe, about 3 ounces of
Parmesan.
Parmesan, thank you. Granulated Parmesan, thank you. So we're gonna put that in there. So we're gonna mix that all together.
So what's good about that is, like you can buy Parmesan that's shredded. You can buy Parmesan that's grated like this. This is more shelf stable.
Mm-hmm.
So since this is going in the crust, it's going to be on top of the mac and cheese. It won't necessarily burn or melt necessarily.
Right.
So it'll add the flavor of Parmesan without taking away from the flavor of it because it's on
Yes.
top. So
Yes.
you have the extra heat on it. So that's a good trick to learn also.
So again, also get a nice color with the red.
Save your shredded Parmesan for the cheese inside because that'll melt
Absolutely.
nicely into
Yep.
that.
And this is much harder. Also, I'm a big proponent of butter. If you have to
That's 1.5 cups or 1.5 sticks already.
yes, of butter.
Altogether, we're using almost a pound of butter for this dish.
Yes.
So this is not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not.
We're just going to set that aside for now, and then
I'm-
we'll start making the other stuff.
We'll talk about derivatives later, but we can do derivatives if you want to have it a little lighter. We can do that as well.
What would you? You can't take butter out. Like
No, you
that's where all
can't.
the flavor is.
No, you can't. But I mean, as far as like normally we would do heavy cream, but today we're going to do the milk.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit lighter. If you don't want to use chorizo, you can use turkey kielbasa. Those kind of things. You can switch it with bacon. You can do it any way you want, but this is hot and smoky, so that's why we have the chorizo.
So you need the hot.
Yes, you need the hot. Now, some people might want to do a sausage and put red pepper flakes. So you can still make it hot,
Which would
but I
also
like
make
the
it hot,
chorizo.
right.
But I still like the chorizo.
So we have Italian seasoning.
Yes.
We have chorizos like Mexican or Hispanic.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
So then we have mac and cheese is Southern.
Yes.
Right? So
We have Swiss cheese.
we've got, look at you. We got Swiss cheese. We got, your blue cheese and stuff, which
That's
is
right.
probably more like...
English.
Yeah.
And then we have our...
This is what's great about America. I just want to point this out to everybody.
Absolutely.
You go to any other country, and you'll watch some other episodes I might have where we have people from other countries, and they very much focus on their cuisine. And
Right.
America is an awesome melting pot. So
Yes.
we've got a dish that encompasses like 5 different countries here.
Right.
Fusion cuisine,
Fusion
right?
cuisine. Some people call it modern cuisine, but it's also fusion cuisine, and that's the beauty of America, because you have all, like you say, you have all these wonderful cultures, even in the city alone.
Right.
We have 600 plus restaurants, and you can learn from a lot of different cultures.
If only all of America got together as well as this food is going to come together.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Absolutely. So we're going to start with we're going to get going with our, we're going to get going with our onions. So we're going to saute that with a little bit of butter. If you want to make it a little lighter, you can use you can use oil, olive oil, what have you. This is, like I said, not a faint of heart.
Let me ask you about the chorizo, right? Is chorizo, because I don't cook with it a lot, is it very fattening? Is there a lot of fat that comes off of it? A lot of pork tends to have a lot of fat.
Not actually, because this, obviously when you do make your sausage, and the casings or what have you, you mix your regular meat with fat. So this one, it has a fat just to hold it, but it's not as fattening as, say, like a breakfast sausage might be.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has enough.
It's singing to us right now.
Yeah,
We might need some onions in there.
Yeah, we got it. So we're doing about a quarter cup of onions to get going.
So that's why we're adding the extra butter to the onions, because I mean you could almost cook it just in the fat from the chorizo, but
Right.
the chorizo itself isn't as fattening
Right.
as other sausages. So
Right.
if you're using a different sausage that's more fattening,
Right.
you'll probably want to.
Yeah. So we're going to, once again, we're staying with our theme.
Are we caramelizing, or are we like?
We're
do we
going
want
to
pretty high
caramelize it a
heat,
little
or
bit. Yeah, we can
you want
do
a little color.
as high as you can get it.
As,
Yeah.
as high as we can get it.
All right, cool.
That's as high as it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
I don't want to
So-
burn anything, so I want to make sure that we're doing this right.
Now this might not brown as quickly because it's a non-stick. So if you have like a stainless steel pan,
That's
it'll burn quicker, or it'll caramelize much quicker.
very few people have stainless steel pans
Yeah,
anymore.
I
Most
do.
people do have. Of course you do. You're a chef. I mean, you probably have all sorts of equipment
Yes,
most people
I do.
don't have.
Too much. Yeah, but
I have a lot of non-stick because I don't like doing dishes that much.
yeah.
And in the name itself, it explains why it's a good pot to have if you don't like doing dishes,
You
because
don't like
it's
doing dishes.
non-stick,
Stick. That's
right?
it. Yep.
Whereas
Once again,
the other ones definitely stick. Some more garlic.
about a half a teaspoon. You don't need a whole ton because we already have something.
We already
in our
have
breadcrumbs.
10 teaspoons in the other
Yeah.
thing.
Some grapeseed, Dave. All right. So some granulated.
Again, we're seasoning every
component.
level, every component we're putting together here is getting seasoned separately as if it's its own thing.
Yes. This time, though, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Just a little bit.
Just a
Not
little
too
bit of
much, 'cause
salt.
We have enough salt in our chorizo.
Well, the other thing I was going to point out is oftentimes, and maybe this is truer when you have 6 types of cheeses, but cheese is very salty.
Yes.
So the more cheese you put in, the less salt you have to put in.
Yes.
So oftentimes, I've seen recipes that maybe don't use any salt because they use so much cheese, or
And-
they use saltier cheeses.
And absolutely. And usually I don't, when I'm doing a stinky cheese or something like that, so to speak, I don't put salt in my water for my pasta. So because I'm going to have salt coming out of the cheeses. So that's
Well,
true.
that
I
goes
never-
again your rule of seasoning every component. So you're
Yeah,
saying I
but-
can't eat your pasta on its own.
No, the pasta's still very flavorful. So nice try. But anyhow. All right, so we're going to get our chorizo going. Okay. So we're going to keep on working that until it breaks up and get
So this
crumbly.
is just like ground beef, basically.
Yeah,
at
pretty
this
much.
point.
It does crumble up really nice like a ground beef.
This is like a fancy, what's that? We used to have that back in the
Hamburger
day.
helper.
Yeah.
I beat him. I beat you, see?
You beat me to it.
beat
Did you
you
see
to
that
it.
beautiful chorizo? It's very red in color. I'm guessing that's
Yes.
from the peppers and
Yes,
stuff because it
yes.
is spicy.
It is
so
spicy.
keep that in mind.
Yep.
If you are not a fan of spicy, you might want to go with
change
less spicy type of meat.
You can do a kielbasa, smoked sausage.
Then you would be incorporating Polish taste.
Yeah, that's right. And I've done it with kielbasa. It gives it a different flavor.
How about, do you do anything that's not pork for people that maybe don't?
Or a turkey kielbasa.
Okay.
I've done this. I've taken.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you real quick.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is one of those questions you ask a chef.
Okay.
Because I have my own opinion on it, of course.
Okay.
Turkey bacon.
Yes.
Is that really bacon?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No.
I feel the same way. Like,
No,
I
it's
feel
not.
like pork, you cut a piece of pork from a certain part of the animal, and it's bacon.
It's bacon.
That's what makes it bacon, right?
Right.
Like you have chops, you have like things are named based on
Right.
where they come from.
Right.
So the idea that you can make something out of something else.
Right. It's pressed meat. Now, you do have better quality turkey bacons that I've used, but no, I don't really consider it turkey. I consider it smoked turkey.
Okay.
But it's not bacon.
But it's not bacon.
It's smoked turkey.
Smoked turkey, though, very much tastes like ham. Like very much has that porky flavor to it.
Yeah, it does.
Which I guess you don't realize how much of that pork flavor comes from the smoke until you start doing stuff like that. Yeah.
So you can actually do, like say, you can do, if you don't eat pork, you can derive from this. I've done this with steak.
That sounds like it'd be delicious.
Yeah.
Why didn't we do that today? I like spicy. I'm just playing with you.
Budgetary restrictions.
None of this stuff is cheap. Budgetary.
I know.
When you start getting into the stinky cheeses and
that's true.
you start spending some money unless you want to get cheap cheeses. Nobody wants cheap cheese.
We don't want cheap cheese.
Listen,
cheap cheese
spend the money on your cheese.
That's right.
You don't want cheese whiz, macaroni and cheese.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You want good, fancy.
You want to show what it looks like?
Huh? Yeah, is that fully cooked at this point?
It's almost there. It's almost there.
So
it's
you're basically browning it, but what's cool about it is that it still has that beautiful reddish color.
Yep, absolutely.
So.
And it's a very vibrant dish because the red from this and then the red from the smoke.
And we're gonna have broccoli in it, which is green. It could be a Christmas dish.
It could be.
You could totally use this as a Christmas dish.
It could. Or an Italian, with the white milk in there. So we're pretty much done. This will finish off for the most part when it goes in the oven.
Okay.
So I don't want to cook it all the way down because I still want some of that juice to be released into the cheese as it's cooking.
So we'll set this aside.
Yeah, okay, good enough.
And our next step will be all these components.
Yep.
Now we got to work on a sauce, man.
Yes, so we're going to do, now normally we would do a heavy cream, but this isn't really necessary. So we're going to do a derivative of a bechamel, which is a white cream sauce. So it starts out with butter.
All right, what's your mother sauces? I'm gonna test you real quick, like you were in culinary school again.
What's my mother sauce?
Yeah, and there are 5 mother sauces. Is bechamel one of them?
Bechamel, velouté, brown sauce, Espanol, and Hollandaise is a derivative.
A+.
Thank you.
So I only learned those like a couple weeks ago because I'm a baker. But
we tried.
I thought I could get one over on you.
And mayonnaise is considered now a mother sauce, a grand sauce.
Really?
Yep. I mean, I don't believe it, but yeah.
Come on, man.
Some people do say
they already made the rules. You can't just go and change them.
That's true. I agree.
All right, so we're heating up our pan. It's getting hot. Do you want this a little bit less?
Yeah, we can throw the butter in there right now. Yep.
So, in case you weren't paying attention before, we're going to go with another 1.5 sticks of butter. So we're up to 3 sticks of butter for this dish.
That's right.
Which again, and heavy cream.
That's it. But we're doing, don't forget, we're going to do it.
We're going to do it today with milk.
Yeah, but heavy cream.
Probably because I was panicking about how much fat is going into this thing.
That's true. Now, if we did the heavy cream, I would probably use only a stick because the cream is so fatty.
Oh, okay.
But since we're doing 2% milk, we can go with that.
We're using whole milk. What are you talking about, 2%?
Whole milk? 3% milk then.
I believe.
Whole milk is 3%.
I hate to correct him on this, but I'm almost positive. So everyone can look at this later and correct and say who's right.
I was right.
But I'm pretty sure whole milk is 4%.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 4%.
So you have fat-free skim.
Yeah, fat-free, which
that's
is
0.
But I mean,
it's not technically 0.
It's like 0.5% or something. It's like way less, yeah.
Bob, FDA says it's 0. Then you have 1%.
1%,
2%, whole 3%, and heavy is 35%.
Heavy's 35. Half and half is like 18.
It's 18. Yes.
Right.
So you almost.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Anyway.
I'm pretty sure it's 4%.
Okay. All right.
So what's great about that too is if you're good at math.
You gotta be.
You can make all the others. Like if you had, you wanted 2% and you have skim,
Yeah.
and your 4% whole milk. If it was 4, I'm just
Right.
saying if it was.
Okay.
Then you could half and half them, and you would have 2% milk.
2%. That's right.
So you can kind of make that up as you go. There.
That's why culinary math is a. Oh, so we're gonna use about a heaping of flour whole.
So right now we're making a what?
A bechamel.
No.
White
Right,
sauce.
you're making a roux right now, right?
Well, roux, yeah, but we're gonna end it with a bechamel. So the roux is I put onion powder in it, garlic powder.
Because
about
he's flavoring
teaspoon.
so you could eat this roux on its own if you wanted.
Almost, almost, and it's garlic.
Man, I'm not kissing anyone tonight.
No, you better not. I'll brush your teeth first, and then we're gonna do, because this is gonna be our cheese sauce, and this is where the smoke comes in. 2 teaspoons and a half of smoked pepper.
So again, as you see, he's starting with his seasoning. So again, it's red like everything else we're doing, but he's starting with his seasoning and building the flavors off of that, which is a very chefy thing.
Yes.
You can make adjustments at the end if something doesn't taste strong enough, but if you start with the seasonings, you have the opportunity of getting almost like a toasty flavor on some of these seasonings before you even make the rest of it, which is a cool thing.
So if we added more flour, it would be more of a thicker roux, but we don't want to do that because we don't want to suck out all the liquid when we put the cheese in. So if it was for another dish, we would add a little bit more flour to make it thicker. But if you keep cooking, you can already start to smell the nutty flavor.
It becomes like a nutty flavor, right?
Yeah.
So do you usually cook it a while? Like, I hate to say this, but that would be like a brown roux?
A brown roux, yeah.
Is that usually what you do for this? Because it's hard to tell when it becomes brown if it started off so red.
Well, I actually go by the smell and the smoke. You can tell that it's a brown roux just by the smell, yes.
Because now it's going to...
So this is 2 cups of whole milk, right? You said whole milk?
Yeah, whole milk.
Okay, so we're doing 2 cups of
I
whole
don't
milk.
know if you needed it all. I just gave you a...
No, that's fine. Yep, we're fine. Yep. But you can smell the nuttiness in it. So
I really thought it was going to like thicken up quicker. I guess it wasn't, like you said, it's not...
Oh, that's fine, but it will...
So, because if you use other roux that are thicker like that, as soon as you add that milk, it's like, it tightens up right away. Like you're... Because you want to cook the starchy flavor out of it. The flour has a starchy flavor in it. As you're cooking, that flavor is going to come out of it because you want the other flavors to come through.
Absolutely. Yep, as you can smell it. So
we need it
we're going to let it simmer a little bit.
Because that cold milk just brought the temperature down,
way down
tremendously.
Way down. So
which we don't want.
Nope.
So you came to Temple a year ago.
Yes.
Literally almost a year ago, like right about this time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you do before that? Like, you've been in the business for a long time. Where did you start out? Like, how did you go to school? Did
yes,
we discuss that?
I have 2 degrees. I have a degree in culinary arts and a bachelor's degree in culinary management.
Okay.
So, and also I'm a certified teacher because I taught high school for 5 years, culinary arts at Imhotep
That's awesome.
Charter High School. Yes. So that was pretty interesting. It was fun. But before that, I helped a friend open up a hotel, a restaurant.
Okay.
I worked at hotels like Four Seasons, but in this business, outside of serving ice cream, I actually started cleaning toilets. That's how I got into the culinary business.
I feel like
and a restaurant.
Every great chef starts at washing dishes, cleaning toilets, starts at the bottom.
Start at the bottom. And that's a good thing because you respect everybody in your business because you've done it all.
There's nothing worse than a chef that's like mean to all the people that they think are below them.
Yeah. And I'm not above anybody, so that makes for great teamwork.
Absolutely.
Makes for great teamwork.
So you went to what college?
Oh, I actually went to Temple for a while.
You went to Temple?
I went to Temple for a while. I didn't finish because I got married and had children.
That happens
But I was
sometimes.
actually at Temple for about 3 years part-time, taking business management. I love Temple University, love it.
Go Owls.
Oh yeah,
Woo!
Love Temple. And it's great coming back to work here. Then I went to...
If it gets overcooking, just let me know. I'll turn it down,
we're about to throw it in right now.
Okay.
And then I went to...
Keep talking.
Okay. Then we went to... now this is our Swiss, so we're going to start with our Swiss, our smooth stuff.
Usually I make the other person do all the cooking. I don't know how the heck I ended up cooking this time.
Because you always like to do everything, Dave. So anyway, but that's fine. Hey, look, you like doing it, I'm going to let you do it.
I just took control. I don't even know that I do. I just didn't want it to get ruined, and you were like not concerned.
And so we're doing about
Should I turn
8
the heat
ounces.
down?
Yeah, just a little bit. Because the fat and the cheese is going to start overheating.
Like I don't
which
want
he
it to
knows.
separate or whatever, right?
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of times I'll actually take it off the heat and add the cheese and let it melt from the heat. You want me to do that?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay, so I turn the heat off because I feel like that melts.
Right.
It's more than hot enough to melt the cheese, and yet it won't break down.
Yep. So we're doing our smooth cheese first so we can really get the sauce going. So the soft cheese goes in first, and then we'll put the last cheese we'll put in is our Parmesan because that's the hardest. But at that point, everything will be nice and melted.
You got that? Could you reach that?
Hype jokes. When we get off camera, I'll talk to Dave about that. Yeah. So, yeah, it might be evidence. So anyhow, so
I'll post pictures on Instagram. It'll be okay.
let's see.
And we got video of you saying that you're going to talk to me. So if anything happens to me, you know what happened.
Oh my goodness! And I really wasn't going to do the show. Now you see it's thickening up. It's starting to thicken up. So we can actually get some. Do we have water? I can actually get water to loosen it
Yeah,
up.
in the sink.
Do you have
That's where
more
water
milk?
usually comes from.
I'll deal with you later, Dave. Do you have more milk?
Do you want to stir this? Can I leave it? I'm afraid I can't
go
leave
ahead, Go
it.
ahead. So I'm gonna stir it better than Dave was because he was splashing it all over the place, and I
I'm
didn't
just
want
a
to get
stupid baker. What do I know?
No, you're not stupid.
How much?
About a half a cup. Thank you. All right. So, and that's just to thin it out sometimes.
So
Now,
future reference, too much milk.
that's fine. That's okay. That's all right. Because it's all going to get mixed in anyhow. So then we're going to do our cheese. Oh, we can put back on the heat because it's going to take a little bit for the.
Because now we brought the temperature down once again with our cold cheese.
Right. So we're going to. I don't want to touch the stinky cheese. So
Because then you'll have stinky fingers.
Right.
From the stinky cheese.
Stinky fingers. Now, if you don't want to use
That
blue
sounds
cheese,
like a album.
Stinky Fingers. Probably.
Oh,
is.
Sticky Fingers, wasn't that Rolling Stones?
Yeah, but you said stinky. So, and if you don't want to use blue cheese, you can use feta. Feta is a nice light Greek cheese that you can use as well. It gives you the same type of vibe as a blue cheese because blue cheese is bitter. But if you like feta more, you can do that. Okay, so it's going to look like it's all broken up, but that's fine because we're going to put it in with our pasta. So now I'm going to add our Parmesan. That's going to be last shredded Parmesan. That's going to be the last thing we put in. Okay. Okay.
So does this look about right?
Yeah. Because like I said, we're going to mix it in with the pasta
And then it's going
anyway.
to kind of come back together as it's.
Yeah. So that's fine.
So here's, you can see it doesn't look perfectly smooth. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get,
I don't want you to get burned.
it's going to get mixed in.
Yeah, it's going to get mixed in. Yep. So it'll, as it's cooking, it'll.
These are some of those
melt.
chef tricks that you don't get to see because if you showed me this and said we're going to eat this, I'd be like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Because you did say everything can be eaten on its own.
Right, it can. Not a lot. But you can still eat it on its own.
All right.
So, okay,
Add
so
it.
we're going to add it.
Again, I'm just like, I'm taking over this
That's
whole
okay.
thing. This is ridiculous.
That's all right. You're a really good sous chef. Thank you.
I'm a good helper.
Yes, you are. Very good. So we're going to put the chorizo and the onions in next. And you see that little bit of juice coming off of there?
You're not draining that off. You're like, I want that juice.
Yeah, we putting that in
because the 3 sticks of butter and the milk, and I mean you don't have enough fat in there, so that we need the fat from the chorizo as well.
Yes, we do.
Otherwise, it just wouldn't work. I mean, it
Yes.
would be, I don't know,
Yep.
almost fat free.
Yeah, almost.
Luckily, we had that 3% whole milk, so that should help make a little bit of a difference.
I thought it was 4%. Anyway,
It is.
so
that's
we're
why
going.
I was saying it.
I know
I
that's
thought
why
you had a
saying.
special one. Maybe
No.
you brought a special one with you.
So we're mixing
Actually,
that
we added
around.
some water to it, so it actually is probably 3% at this
Yeah,
point.
it is
Yeah. Now
because
that-
we diluted
It's like
it.
we made our own 3%.
Yep. Okay, so we got the
Okay,
chorizo
so that looks
going.
awesome.
Yeah.
Now I can see where we're going with
Now
this.
we can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix that. We're going to put it in our pan, but then we're going to put the broccoli in by hand because the broccoli's bulky. So we want to make sure it's even for our panko breadcrumb crust. So, normally I would just mix it all together, but the broccoli is always tricky. So, okay. All right.
So, do you have any kids?
I have 2 sons. One's
Nice.
actually coming to Temple in the fall.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I have one 23-year-old, one 25-year-old.
He'll be able to sit in his dorm room and be like, yo, that's my pop.
Yeah, he's not. He's gonna be living at home. So
Oh, no?
yeah, he'll be living at home. Yeah, he's smart.
He'll still be able to go, that's my pop.
Yeah, he will.
Right, I mean.
Absolutely. So, all right. So we're gonna pour this in here first. Thank you.
If we didn't have 100 ingredients, this would be easier, you know?
Yeah, it would be. See, there you go. Start.
Start? I already started. You mean you don't finish? Or?
Oh my gosh, that's all right. I get you.
Yeah, you could really cause some trouble for me at work here. I should probably be nicer to you.
Yeah, you should. That's
all of a sudden, sheets that I need will be missing,
right.
and
I do your paperwork, Dave.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm the food production manager for this.
We were just talking about being nicer to everybody. That I should probably be nicer to you, right?
Just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to add our broccoli.
So we steamed this off
right.
first. So why did you steam this off? I would think you just stick it in raw and it would bake, right?
Right. Well, a lot of people will do dishes with raw broccoli. The reason why I steam it off is first, what's going to happen is that if it's dry, once it starts cooking, it's going to suck up all of the moisture from the mac and cheese, our fancy mac and cheese that we're doing.
Fancy mac and cheese.
Fancy mac and cheese, that's what I was told. I like that name. So we're going to steam it off first so it can have moisture in it already. And also, some of it might poke out, so if it's dry, it'll kind of burn like a leaf.
That makes sense.
That's another thing.
I think the water absorption is a good idea.
Yeah,
like I never even thought about that, but it will suck up some of the water, and that would take away from your extra fat you stuck in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might suck up some of that fat.
No, we don't want to suck up none of the fat.
No, we want the fat to stay right there.
Right in there. So we're going to...
How many points do you think this is? Like if you were doing Weight Watchers or something? 3?
It's probably illegal.
Maybe 4?
Probably illegal. Probably. It'll probably kick me out the program. I'll never work for them if anybody ever get to see this. So...
I mean, but it's healthy. It's got broccoli in it.
Yeah, that's right.
So absolutely. That makes it's practically a health food dish.
Yeah,
for all those that are on a diet.
That's right.
This is perfect. Look at all that broccoli in there.
Yeah, a lot of broccoli. That's right. So
there's milk. Milk is good for you.
Yeah, and it's not heavy
broccoli is good for you.
Yeah. Onions.
Onions. Yeah, onions are good for you. Yeah. I knew there was a couple of things.
The onion is a superfood.
Superfood. Yeah. Look at all these. This is practically
a super mac and cheese.
We should start a whole mac and cheese diet.
Yeah, we should.
Like a program where people only eat mac and cheese.
That's it. I'll be the first one on.
I would join that program. I don't know that I'd lose any weight, but I would totally join that program.
Yeah, you got to have a vice. So now, that's mixed pretty good. We're gonna get the rest of this in.
I like how you were acting like you weren't going to put all of it in.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't.
You were like, I'll just put a little bit in and see if it's enough. And
well, see, I was just trying to make sure that it was flat. So. Because what happens is, like I said,
this is going to feed like 6 to 8 people, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
that sound about right.
About a cup and a half per person, so about right. You know, half sheet pan.
So you could probably make less if you wanted to make, or you could just have leftovers all week. Yeah, I'm sure it's delicious leftovers.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can, like I said, you can just cut the.
Or you can invite me and Shawnn over and we'll eat it.
Absolutely,
that's fine too.
See how it tastes. That works.
And then judge you on whether you did a good job or not.
So, all right.
Because this is definitely not a judgment-free zone.
No,
for sure.
no, not at all. So now we're gonna put our panko crumb crust.
Here, let me eat some of those because I can eat them on their own.
Okay. You taste the smoke?
I taste. Yeah. No, it actually does taste good. I can totally see.
Thank you.
If I liked yogurt, putting it on yogurt.
Yeah.
I don't like yogurt, but if I did, I could totally see doing that.
You can see you putting smoke on the yogurt. Okay. Okay.
No?
You're a mess.
You ever seen like the savory yogurts they get out nowadays?
No, I haven't.
I think it's pretty cool idea. I don't know.
Now this is just the cover. I mean, you can put more. You can make more. It's up to you. You can adjust it. One thing that you always can do in the culinary field is challenge a recipe. Always you can challenge a recipe. You can have a base recipe, but you can always challenge it.
I feel like this recipe is challenging other recipes.
Yeah, that's true. It is. It is. You're right.
Like you said your mother didn't make this recipe. She
Not
made something
quite
similar.
like this. Similar, right. But, you know, I put my own spin on it. So, okay. So we are ready to go.
So the crumbs, that'll help keep the pasta from drying out too, right?
Yes,
yes. You're giving it a nice coating. It'll harden up and give you a nice crunch.
Yes.
As well. That's why the panko instead of other crumbs.
Yes.
But it'll also protect the pasta, which is kind of cool because, I mean, I like the dried, like when you get like,
it'll be some on there
around the corner.
Yeah, it'll be
I'm
some
a huge fan of the dried pasta bits, but
and it'll be some of that. Yeah, some people might get a little dry, but
so we're gonna put this in an oven.
Yes.
What are we looking at, like 350?
350. Since the good thing about this dish is everything is already cooked. So basically, all you're trying to do is get the cheese to finish coagulating with the pasta,
And they maybe a little
let that
crisping
brown up a little bit.
half hour, 45 minutes,
About
maybe?
half an hour at 350.
Okay.
Not any more than it, but I would check it though. Wow. It's heavy.
This is no joke. This is a heavy dish.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
So
Yes, sir.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay. I will.
So your grandfather was
Yes.
in World War II.
Yes.
And was any other members of your family in the military? Was that like, are you a
I
military
have.
family? Like, is that something that runs through your family as well as cooking?
Yes, I have a total of 35 military members
Holy
in my
cow.
family. Yeah, my brother now was in the Marines. There's 3 brothers,
I
and
think
he
you could
and
pay
I.
me $50, and I'm not sure I could name 35
Yeah.
people in my family.
Yeah, almost a lot of my cousins, and every branch. And some of us are still in it. Some of us retired. My uncle, he was, we call him Real Rambo because he went to Vietnam 6 times.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and he went to the Korean conflict. So, to protect our country. So,
Yeah. And you were also
a Marine.
a Marine.
Yes, I
So
was
thank
a
you.
Marine. Thank you. You're welcome. Absolutely, and I'm proud to serve my country. I have no problem with that. This is a great
You're
country.
still serving your country.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just serving them delicious
Absolutely.
food.
And I cooked while I was in the Marines too. Yep. So I'm proud. We have a proud military tradition, starting with my grandfather in World War II. So he
That's
went in
awesome.
the Navy, I think, in 1939. And we've been going ever since. So
Wow.
both sides.
How
both
about your
sides.
kids? Anything?
No, they didn't go. They haven't gone. They was considering it, but college is first, so and that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine. That's
it's
okay.
not for everybody.
That's not,
It's
and
not
that's
for everybody.
okay. That's no problem with that. I don't pass judgment. So, yep. So that's about that.
Man, I can smell that smokiness from here. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that stuff's about ready.
Awesome.
It didn't get any lighter.
That is kind of heavy. Okay, so that is.
So I'm ready to dig into this stuff, man.
Okay. Awesome. So.
We got some plates right here, buddy,
Okay.
and some forks.
Awesome.
Unless you want to share a plate.
No. No. Only
This
with my
doesn't
wife.
seem like a sharing food.
No, it's not.
That's what I'm talking about right
Yeah.
there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I should serve you, right?
Yeah, you should.
You're the guest.
Yes, I
Even though
am.
it's really your dish, so really I'm the guest, but
Kind of, sort of, but it's your kitchen. Okay, cool.
so I mean that's what mac and cheese is supposed to look like. You know what I'm talking about? This ain't no joke.
No, it ain't.
All right, am my mouth gonna be on fire here in a second?
No, it should be smoothed out a little bit by the cheese. It'll be a little spicy, but not too much.
Cheers.
Here. So it's smooth. You can taste that.
It did totally smoothed out.
You still got a little heat, but
Like you know how it kind of looked a little separated? It's not like that at all right now. And it's not as spicy as I thought it would be. So
yeah.
for those people that are anti-spice, I don't usually keep going for stuff. This is delicious.
Thank you. Yeah, so like I said, you can play with it the way you like to. But this dish is a pretty good dish.
I could eat that all day, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, man.
All
This
right,
is
absolutely.
delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us here on Baker Dave Presents. A special thanks to Chef Shawnn Martin for that delicious hot and smoky pasta. Join us again next time on Baker Dave Presents, and remember, every recipe has a story.